one of the largest suburban cities outside of San Diego, but it has a really small town feel.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, Mrs. Peterson.
I also think the percentage of second language learners at the school is in the 80th percentile. So there are a lot of challenges that kids come to school with here that have to be addressed in the classroom. And at the time, I was using the iPod and a voice recorder for recording voice memos to remind me to do things. You know, it was just sort of a professional tool that I used. And it dawned on me that, boy, if we could put an iPod Touch in every student's hand in the classroom, this could be a really powerful learning tool. And so we decided we would implement a full grade level of the iPod Touch one-to-one classrooms and make that a professional learning community. Let the teachers work together in how they might change their teaching and learning and talk about what was happening in classrooms.
Double check with a partner to make sure that you have all your spelling.
Heather is doing everything from reading practice to blogging with her kids, having them respond to literature on the iPod Touch. She's having them look up a word they don't understand, which for second language learners is huge.
P-R-A-N-T.
I hope that when people come into my classroom that they see the students learning, number one, and number two, having fun. But if you ask the students, they would tell you they're just playing, they're having fun with their iPods. Well, really, they're working on comprehension, they're working on their fluency and recording.
Rabbits seem to trust him. The stranger couldn't stop watching the geese flying south.
With our very initial group of pilot teachers, we saw students within a 6-week period of time making anywhere between 4 and 6 times the fluency gains that they should have in that period of time, what's considered normal. So for example, normal fluency gains are between 5 and 10 words every 6 weeks. We had kids making anywhere from 40 to 60 words gain in their fluency in just a 6-week period of time. That's when we knew we were onto something.
We pull them out every day. They're working on comprehension, they're working on their math skills, they're working on their fluency and recording.
The doctor said that the stranger lost his memory.
For example, Dictionary is a fun application, but they're learning about words as they're doing it and as they're working with the iPods.
You have 7 letters, and your job is to make as many different words as you can in the amount of time available.
About 7 minutes before library, so what I want you to do is open up multiplication battle.
There's a multiplication battle app that they like.
Oh, okay. So I'm just gonna stop here, but if you have more chance, you can take a look at this video. Again, when you have iPod or iPad that like a portable devices in your student's hand, then it'll be more easier for them to find out more. And also based on this story, you can learn how much students are engaged when they use this iPod or iPad. Okay. In this video, they just show how to use that one, their literature class, but also you can use this one for science. So you can ask them to develop a blog related to some concept, science concept, and they can, in group, they can develop blog or they can make some concept maps, and also they share each other, make sure spelling and everything right. So those things you can do with this iPad. Okay, so try to use technology in many ways. Okay? And also smartboard. Maybe you are familiar, some of you are familiar, for some of you are not. Because I'm from University, Minnesota, Duluth, and that Duluth area, all the elementary schools have smartboard. So future teachers need to have a skill to use a smartboard. Good thing to use smartboard. Uh, you can do everything with the smartboard. Showing video, draw something, students come up, interactive, all those things you can think with the smartboard. So I will show what's the positive aspects of using smartboard in your classroom. So let's watch this.
So what makes the smartboard easy to use? That's simple. It has 3 unique features that help teachers deliver inspiring lessons that engage students in extraordinary ways. Touch recognition, the pen tray, and smart notebook software. What is touch recognition? It's the newest feature in our smartboard interactive whiteboards. With touch recognition, you can use a pen to write, a finger to navigate, or a palm to erase. Touch recognition lets you automatically switch between ink, touch, and eraser mode, and there are no extra buttons to press or extra tools to pick up.
Writing and erasing is exactly the same. So if you're not familiar with smartboard, all you have to do is open up Notebook and you can access the same things that you would use either on a whiteboard or a chalkboard.
I think that's part of the intuitiveness that comes with this technology. I know that when I press something or click something, it's going to open up and I can trust it to work properly.
Another unique feature that makes the smartboard interactive whiteboard easy to use is the pen tray. The pen tray works like a chalkboard. Pick up a black pen and write notes in black. Pick up a blue pen and write notes in blue. Even if the pens go missing, because the tech...
Okay, so this video show more why the smartboard is easier for you to use. Okay, so smartboard, I'm sure in the future most of the schools are going to use a smartboard, so you need to prepare as future science teachers. Okay? And also, like I said before, social networking is very important. Your students might have lots of variety social networks. So when they use, again, they can get more information. So of course, more information means we cannot say it's a better information. We cannot say that, but they can think many ways. So as your science teachers, you need to have students to have opportunity to decide, because they're gonna have lots of information. So as a future science teacher, you need to have a chance with your students to make decision. Which cases, of course, they need to think about many cases, and then which one is right for our society, which one is right for themselves. So decision-making process also necessary for your future science students. I'm gonna show this video clip. It's about cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the side effects of virtual reality. It's a so sad story. But you as a science teacher, when you use technology, you also need to students aware that there's some side effects. Virtual reality is good, social networking is good, but they also need to know this case, and then they need to aware which way they need to go to use this virtual reality, cyber networking for their society. Okay? I'm gonna show the movie clip. It's about cyberbullying suicide.
say that nobody here knows this kind of pain, this pain of losing a child. I am totally convinced that this is the worst pain that a human being could ever encounter in a life, is to lose a child. You all are loved beyond belief. And he found out that her friends and her thought it would be funny for her to pretend to like him online and get him to share and say very personal stuff, which she copied and pasted into other IMs and sent them around for a good laugh at his expense. I can't imagine the pain, the humiliation he must have felt as he stood there and these girls laughed at him. The group that we need to reach first and foremost is the bystanders. The group that stood there and laughed, that let this happen to begin with. The group that was too scared to step in and say, hey, this isn't right. I want every young person in this room that is not a bully and not bullied, but a bystander, to make a commitment that from this point on, for the rest of your life, you're not going to just stand by and laugh or let this happen. You, as a group, have the most power in this school to turn this school around and make it the best school that a young person could possibly ever go to.
It's again so sad. Cyberbullying, social networking is so good, but you always need to aware this side effects too. And this one doesn't happen in your school. Okay, so you always need to have chance to do think about this issue and have students make a good decision when they face this cyberbullying. And also, I'm gonna share more application for your portable device like iPod, iPad,